Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. I have a foundation review for you guys, and it's on the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. It does have SPF 15 in it, and I wanted to talk about this because I'm really excited because I have found my new favorite foundation. I'm such a big fan of drugstore foundations because I have been lucky to find really good ones. But I was in need of a new foundation and I wanted to give something different a try. So I went to Sephora and I found this one. I had heard a lot of good reviews from this foundation, so I said, you know what, let's give it a try. I have a video because this stuff is so good, you guys. Like, honestly, I'm gonna insert a clip of how I apply it. I apply it with like a beauty blender. It's the Real Techniques beauty sponge that I apply it with, but it's the same technique, the same thing as a beauty blender. It's just 10 times cheaper, but it does exactly the same thing. So that's what I apply it with, and I'm gonna put that in right now. Sand. Oh my god, you guys, I'm so happy that I got this foundation because I don't know about you guys, but I have such a hard time finding my exact color. Usually I get a color that is really close to my skin tone, but I have to blend the heck out of it just to kind of make it blend. Yeah, to make it blend to my neck, to the rest of my body. So I have a hard time with that. And usually it's something I could work with, but I have found a foundation that just disappears on my skin, and that's the type of foundation that you need to get. A foundation or the color that completely just kind of fades into your skin and disappears, and you can't even tell where it starts and when it finishes. So that's the ultimate goal with foundation, and I have found it, at least with this foundation. I really like that there was tons of different colors to choose from, so I feel like there's such a big range of variation of colors that you would be able to find your color. So as I was saying, I have found this foundation that was my exact color, so it was really great to finally find something like that. Another thing that I've been loving from this foundation is the coverage. It says full coverage, and it is full coverage. I like that it covers all my imperfections and everything that I really want to cover, but it still looks like skin. It doesn't look cakey. I actually have 2 layers of this foundation on. I do one really kind of light layer, and then I kind of go a little bit heavier on the second layer. That's just how I like to wear my foundation. But even though I'm wearing 2 coats of foundation on my skin, you could still see some of my imperfections, and it still looks like my skin. And it's just covered, you know, nicely. It doesn't look cakey at all. It just looks really smooth. It has a natural kind of matte finish to the skin, which is kind of what I'm always going for. As far as the 12-hour wear, I have to say that I have noticed that it really does stay on my skin for a good amount of time. I've never wore it for like 12 hours, so I'm not gonna lie about that. But I have wore it for a good amount, like all day. Like I wake up in the morning, put on my foundation, go at night, take it off. I don't know if it's necessarily 12 hours, but it is pretty much all day and it's lasted just fine. I have wore it with um a primer and without a primer, and I don't notice a big difference. It just looks the same to me whether I wear a primer or not. It lasts just a, the same amount of time. So I think it's a good lasting foundation. And another thing that I wanted to mention about the color selection is that when I went to pick out my color, besides them having tons of different colors, I really like that on the box it says the undertones that. So for example, I'm yellow undertones and it says my color, so it says light medium sand, but then in the bottom of the name it says with yellow undertones, and I thought that was really cool. Many time brands don't actually tell you, you know, what the undertones is. So sometimes it's really hard for you to pick out your foundation, especially if you're not putting it on your face, you know. Sometimes Sephora gets really crazy. Like I've been there when it's like a madness and there's like a million people in the store and you can't get anybody to actually put the foundation on you. So if you're just kind of eyeing it, and it's kind of hard to get your color, you know, and it sucks going home trying it. It sucks. You have to go back and return. It's just a hot mess. I know, I've been there. So it's really nice that they tell you kind of your undertone, so it really breaks it down for you and it makes picking your foundation so much easier. All makeup brands, you need to do this. I don't know if anybody else does this because I have yet to try any other like higher end brands. I mean, I've tried Kat Von D's foundation, the Chanel Aqua Lumiere, and they've never really done that. So I don't know if anybody else does it, but as far as Tarte, they do it, and I'm really happy that they do it, and more people should do this. But anyways, so I love that about, you know, it makes it picking your color so much easier. So I really like that. As far as the foundation goes, like I said, it lasts really nicely. It looks really good. It has SPF 15 in it, which I really like. You know, you should be wearing SPF, you know, anyways, as the summer. I mean, you should be wearing sunscreen all year round, but especially as the spring and summer come, we tend to be more out in the sun and we really need to wear sunscreen. So even if you kind of forget, it's nice that your foundation has it. You know, you should be wearing more than 15, but just in case that there's something on your face. So that's really cool. And yeah, so I just really like this foundation. I just like how it applies. It is kind of like a mousse consistency, so that might throw you off at the beginning, but it blends really well to the skin. And what I noticed was that even though it was kind of a mousse consistency, so it seemed like it was going to be kind of thick, once you blend it into your skin, it goes really kind of, it thins out really nicely. So it just blends very well to the skin. And I thought that was interesting because I have tried, like for example, I tried on the Revlon Color Whip Foundation, and that was a very mousse consistency, and that was such a hard foundation to blend. It was very thick and goopy, and I thought that that's what I was going to get with this foundation once I poured it in my hand, or I put it in my hand, and I was just like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to like this. I don't know if it's going to work out, but it really does. And the way I applied it was with a beauty blender. So I used the Real Techniques beauty sponge, which is technically exactly the same thing. The only difference is that this one is a lot cheaper, but it's the same technique. You wet it under the sink, and then you use it damp, and then you just kind of stipple on your foundation. So it's really easy, really simple. Like I said, that's all I've been using, and it's just as good. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, as far as the coverage goes, honestly, if you do not have dark circles, you're not going to need to wear concealer because this really covers like under eye circles very well. On the other hand, I have really bad under eye circles, and I like to highlight with my concealer, so I ended up wearing concealer. But if you are the lucky person out there who doesn't have crazy under eye circles, and you really don't need to wear concealer, honestly, like this will cover up really well. So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about this foundation. I love it. I totally think it's worth checking out if you're in need of a new foundation. And I mean, everything that I have tried from Tarte, I have loved. Lip glosses, mascara, their palettes, everything without exception, I have loved. And this I have loved as well. This foundation is really, really good foundation. I love it so far. So it's just I've been loving it. I also have a blog post where I talk about it as well. So if you want to go check that out, it will be linked below for you guys. And check out my blog. I talk about a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, so you can go there. Make sure to follow me on my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm posting on there very regularly. I'm getting much, much better at just posting a lot more. So yeah, so you guys can go check that out. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. I will be back tomorrow with another video for you guys. And if you have any requests or anything that specific that you would like to see, make sure you leave it in the comments below. I read all my comments and I respond to all my comments. I'm pretty good at that. So yeah, so anyways, I don't think I have anything else to say other than thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye guys!